What's going on, guys? We about to check out David Pakman. He's going to be crying and rage quitting. That's like a normal thing for him because he's smug, soft, and he like to cry a lot and beg. But let's check him out. Let's check him out. You know, I like laughing at David Pakman. Mr. Smug.
Coming on, I'm going to let you go. It's a waste of time to talk to you. We're not communicating. You're acting like an idiot.
Because you're asking bizarre questions.
You're acting like an idiot, and you're wasting my time. I appreciate you coming. All right, thank you for coming. Goodbye.
David Pakman went on Jesse Lee Peterson's show, and Jesse Lee Peterson, being as hilarious and based at the same time that he is, absolutely demolishes David Pakman.
Yeah, from the clips I've seen of Jesse Lee Peterson, he ain't playing. He ain't playing at all. It'd be funny as hell, too.
All of his ridiculous worldviews. Now, this clip is a little bit old, but David Pakman, he gets so triggered that he literally leaves the show. It was kind of like Jesse Lee Peterson was kicking him off, and he was leaving, rage quitting at the same time. Absolutely hilarious clip. And if you're watching this on Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. Let's get into this clip, though. It's absolutely glorious to watch Jesse Lee Peterson absolutely destroy this woke idiot, David Pakman.
That party is not looking good. Not looking good at all. And that is good for America. It is not a negative. It is a positive. I have with me David Pakman. He is a progressive host and executive producer of the nationally syndicated radio and TV program.
I don't know why I thought he was going to say a progressive hoe. I don't know why. That's where my mind went. Maybe that's probably because that's how I described David Pakman, a progressive hoe. But maybe that's just me.
The David Pakman Show. And I wanted to talk to David about the Democratic Party, political correctness, and President Trump's performance. It's a year now since he's been elected. And the great white hope is making America great again. David, welcome back to the show.
I can't even tell you what a pleasure it is to be back with you today. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. I want to talk to you about the great white hope first, the president. How would you rate him? You know, he's been elected a year now. And how would you rate the president on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being best?
I would say probably a 0.
Really? And why is that?
Well, I judge him by his own campaign promises. He was going to build a wall with Mexico that they would pay for. That's not happening. It's not going to happen.
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
He was going to repeal and replace Obamacare with something better. 3 proposals to replace it. All would have led to 15 to 23 million people ending up without care. But all of those failed to pass. Another big campaign.
I don't like Obama at all. I'm not an Obama fan. Definitely not. People be acting like surprised when I say that. You don't like Obama? No. What? Nah, it's definitely not.
Promise. He said he would do it right away. Failed to do it. He said he was going to renegotiate trade deals. Still hasn't done that. He also said he was going to pass a tax cut bill. Not looking good. The Senate now in a whole bunch of trouble trying to figure out, well, how do we do this? It's going to explode the deficit. We're not going to be able to go back to our constituents and explain to them why did we vote to explode the deficit. So, I mean, I think by his own standards, he's accomplished none of the things he promised to accomplish.
Well, he hasn't been there a year yet. He was elected a year ago today. Do you expect, or did you expect all those things to happen within the first year?
Did he? I mean, he's the one who said. He's the one who said.
He didn't say he would do.
He can't even answer a direct question. Right? Like, this dude is a smug loser.
All those things in the first year.
Are you asking me whether I believe Donald Trump's campaign promises? Is that the question?
I'm asking you, did you believe that the president, the great white hope, would do all those things in the first year of being in office?
Nah, calling him the great white hope is hilarious to me, bro. That is funny as hell.
I didn't believe him when he said he would repeal Obamacare right away. No, I didn't believe him.
How about the rest of the things that you mentioned? Did you think he would do all those things in the first year of being in office?
No, but he hasn't done any of them.
Amazing.
Hold on, Jesse. Wait a second. You tell me what he's done. How would you rate him?
Well, we have a conservative Supreme Court justice on the U.S. Supreme Court.
Yeah, the problem with saying that, Jesse Lee Peterson, what he's saying there is that David Pakman doesn't deem that as a positive thing. So that's where the disconnect is going to be. David Pakman deems that as a disastrous thing, which for the Democrats, it was a disastrous thing. You know, the whole Roe v. Wade stuff. I wish it would be nationally banned. You know, that would be my preference on the abortion issue, but I can't complain about it moving a little bit in the right direction. I just think that, you know, the abortion thing, it's an atrocity that it was ever legal in the first place. And I think it should be nationally banned. And the fact that we can't agree on that, you know, even if we make the exceptions for, you know, the 3 big things that I don't have.
I'm not a supporter of that either, of abortions. I'm Team Jesus. Right. If I haven't made that clear. Right, I don't rock with that. I'm not rocking with abortion. Definitely not, in my personal opinion.
what I actually want to say for obvious reasons. But even make exceptions for those situations, I think in a proper society, everybody would be able to agree that a national abortion ban, if you're just having abortions for fun, just because you don't feel like dealing with the child, that should be banned. Outside of the exceptions that everybody always talks about, which is a very small percentage of the abortions, by the way. Other than that, it all should be banned. Now, like I said,
like health reasons, things of that nature. Yeah, I get
the reason why David Pakman doesn't deem that as a W is because David Pakman doesn't want that to happen. In fact, that's a disaster in David Pakman's world, what Jesse Lee Peterson is saying here.
Right now, we have the jobs are coming back.
What jobs? Talk to me about the jobs, Jesse. How has the job creation rate changed from President Obama?
This dude is hype. He need to relax. Listen, he ain't even finished his statement yet, and he's trying to just go crazy.
Numbers. We've got a record 95.3 million people out of the workforce.
Why is he so mad? He's mad as hell right now.
Record. Historical high.
Maybe you must calm down.
Triggered.
The filing of unemployment have gone down. The illegal aliens coming across the borders, illegal aliens coming across the borders are down. He has managed to put a hold on radical Islamic terrorist countries where they are coming into our country. It's a lot happening, but I don't want to.
Travel ban has been blocked.
I know
it's not true. What has President Trump done? Those talking points mean nothing. The travel ban.
This dude can't contain himself. Talking about some talking points. That's all you doing is talking or saying talking points. But yeah, why can't he control himself enough to actually have like a discussion?
Has been blocked 3 times.
I know that you don't like the man, so nothing he's going to be able, to do will make you happy. So
that's not true, Jesse. That's not true. You're putting words in my mouth, and you know that's not fair.
Mainly,
I can tell you what he could.
You really should calm down.
You're not being honest here, Jesse. You know that.
Calm down, David. For over 60 years, the Democratic Party has gotten worse, destroying the family, masculinity. They hate men, real men, straight men.
What's an example of that? Can you give me some evidence of that, Jesse?
They hate the unborn child, so they are still pushing abortion.
I love how Jesse Lee Peterson just absolutely ignores David Pakman when he asks stupid questions. Now, this is a little bit, Jesse Lee Peterson was before his time here. This was 7 years ago. The whole masculinity is under attack thing becoming mainstream didn't happen really until 2020, 2021. This is a little bit before that. They're actually 3 years before that. So this is he's ahead of his time here, saying that masculinity is under attack. I understand that people are going to leave in the comments, oh, I knew since 2015 that it was under attack.
Yeah, I've been saying that. I personally do believe that masculinity has been under attack, right? Especially in mainstream media. Oh my gosh. They just wilding with it at this point. But I digress. Yeah, that is something that's a real issue. Right? And I'm glad more people are noticing it, for real though. Especially with on YouTube and within entertainment or the internet.
Yeah, we get it, man. You're an absolute genius. But a lot of people, it didn't become mainstream until 2020, 2021, when everybody started making content about it. Andrew Tate blew up, all this stuff. Right. David Pakman is trying to say there was no examples. There was a ton of examples back then. I just don't think it was as obvious to mainstream audiences, to the average viewer of Hollywood, of television, of everything, that masculinity was under attack and the family unit was under attack. Now we know. Now it's very obvious. And that's why Donald Trump got elected in 2024, because all those things are very apparent that they are under attack. But David Pakman asking for examples as if they don't exist, it's disingenuous. Unless David Pakman just doesn't know, unless he's a...
He said people like this aren't interested in... hold on. Should have worn my glasses. Aren't interested in discussion anyway. That's facts. Right? And it's funny that he's mentioning talking points, because it sounds like that's what he's doing. Right? He's going to say some talking points, get aggressive or angry, and then run away and get pats on his back. It's a PG version of saying it, but pats on his back for saying whatever the woke crowd wants to hear. Right? Yeah, you told him. Right? You showed him with that one, even though he sounds like a fool right now. He sounds smug as hell, right? And he sounds like he about to cry. He's 100% about to rage out. You're already there. Why is he yelling? Right? Why is he cutting him off every sentence?
Oblivious, which I refuse to believe, because he does this for a living. He's up to date on the culture as a job. That's what he gets paid for. So he knows that masculinity was under attack back then. He probably still thinks that masculinity is not under attack modern day, current day. He probably still thinks that.
And they have no love or respect for blacks and Hispanics. They believe that the blacks and Hispanics are only worth it for a vote. They're attacking Christianity and white straight male. You are a progressive. What does it mean to be a progressive? What is that?
It's for progress and against stagnation and a return to values that are outdated and irrelevant in modern society.
And what type of...
Basically, being a progressive means we're just going to change things for the sake of making changes. That's basically what progressivism is. And while, I mean...
even if it's already working, no, we're going to change it. Change is just to do it. Why not? Right? Which is dumb as hell to me, but whatever. That's my personal opinion.
We don't need to retread all of this, but as I always say, the country has gotten to this point to being the superpower, the ultra superpower of the world. If you could still say that about it. I know a lot of people will say, it's actually China or whatever, but it still is the best place to live in the entire world. There's no doubt about it. It got to that point for a reason, because what we were doing before was working pretty damn well. So while there's progressives out there that's saying we need to make change because change is good, then the conservatives out there are just saying, no, wait, don't. Like, guys, we just created like this crazy good country, like this amazing place to live. People are literally risking their lives every single day. Hundreds of people risking their lives to try and get here because of how great it is to live here. Why are we changing things again? Like, it sounds so stupid. Even coming out of David Pakman's mouth, he is a progressive. Like, it sounds so dumb even coming out of his mouth. Why do we need to make change just for the sake of making change? The country got...
He's just spitting talking points, right? Because he wants to appeal to whoever the woke crowd is. It makes no sense. That is like a dumbass thing, right? But maybe, no, I ain't even gonna make no excuse. That's dumb as hell. That's pretty stupid. Just changing things, even if it's working right, if things are going good, let's mess it up. We gonna just switch it up just to do it.
That's the place it is for a reason. It wasn't an accident. It's not like, I mean, if anybody could do it, then they would all do it instead of having their entire population fleeing their countries to try and come live here. They would just make a great country themselves if it was that easy. It's not that easy.
Facts.
It was calculated.
Progress. Give me an example of progress.
The reduction in incredibly damaging economic inequality, the push for a basic level of healthcare for everybody, regardless of ability to pay, a push for an economy that is not going to allow the richest to become endlessly richer while the poor continue to be poor. I mean, there's a long list. I mean, I think, the problem is that there's a lot. I'm not a Democrat, by the way. I've never been a Democrat. So if the idea is to get me to... No, you are a
progressive. So I'm asking about that. So let me ask...
I didn't even finish answering the question. How long do we have? Because this is a very weird interview. We didn't even, I was trying to get you to tell me.
You cut him off 1,000 times, bro. The hell, I didn't even finish it. But did he finish anything he was saying before you started going crazy on him?
Exactly what Trump had done to achieve those so-called achievements, and you moved on to the Democratic Party. It's a very strange interview. I've never experienced anything like it.
Well, that's the first time in life for everything. Let me ask, the military paid for so-called sex reassignment surgery.
Oh my gosh.
And our tax dollars are paying for it, even though we don't agree with that at all.
We being who?
The conservative Christian people of this country.
Well, that's just a fraction of the population, right?
Is that progress when men are confused about their gender?
He said that like conservatives and Christians didn't matter. That's the way he just phrased that. That's only a certain part, right? Damn.
And women are confused about theirs, and now we're paying for it. Is that progress?
Are you a fiscal conservative, Jesse?
Answer that question, David. Is that progress?
Well, are you a fiscal conservative?
David, answer that question. Is that progress?
It's not an example of something that is or isn't progress. But the reason I'm asking whether you're a fiscal conservative is it's cheaper
David,
to pay for those procedures than to find and discharge every transgender member of the military. So if you're a fiscal conservative, and I've heard you say that you are, you should favor the cheaper option.
No. That is not true at all.
It sounds nuts.
Because you're a fiscal conservative, that doesn't mean that you always just go for the cheaper option. Like, man, I hate talking about like personal business stuff, but you guys know if you watch this, right? I run an online business. I'm all into this stuff. Like I love online business. I love business in general. I'm a fiscal conservative, I would say. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm a fiscal libertarian if that exists, because I think taxation is 100% theft and there should be zero taxes or whatever. We don't have to go into that conversation, but
boy, do I wish there was zero taxes. That would be amazing. I would love for there to be no taxes. Make my dreams come true, I swear. That is something I'm down with. Stop taxing us.
Point being, because you're a fiscal conservative or you're not a fiscal progressive, doesn't mean that you always are looking for the cheapest option to do something. In fact, it's the opposite for me. Like, I'm looking into getting a lot of dental procedures done. And every single time they ask me, like, which option do you want for teeth whitening? Do you want this? I'm like, what's the most expensive one? Give me that. Because I know what you pay for. So like, I'm not against paying a little bit more to make sure that the military is not watered down and diluted by mentally ill idiots, I'm not against that at all. In fact, I am 100% in support of that. That would be something actually that I would deem as a positive. One of the rare things that you could actually do with my tax dollars that are being taken from me forcefully, I have no choice. That would actually be a positive for the country is if we actually stop diluting the military with mentally ill and physically weak people. That'd be great. Just because you're fiscally conservative doesn't mean you always go for the cheaper option. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
This guy back on the show.
Yeah, no, that is crazy though. Like that's mad wild. Right now, if you start saying a bunch of stuff about progressives that weren't true, he'll lose his mind. Right? But you don't have to do that though. You just gotta be honest. Right? And David Wackman's gonna go crazy regardless.
Procedures and not paying for what it would cost to find and discharge all those transgender military members.
David, you're not here to communicate. I really appreciate you coming on. I'm going to let you go. It's a waste of time to talk to you. We're not communicating. You're acting like an idiot.
Because you're asking bizarre questions.
You're acting like an idiot and you're wasting my time.
Yo, oh my gosh, fam. Oh, that is so great. Get him up out of here. Yeah. I do that to people in real life. Nigga, like, yeah, nah. This conversation's over. Yeah, nah, you sound crazy. You sound nuts. That sounds dumb as hell. Nah, I'm cool. I'm all right. We don't got to finish this conversation.
I appreciate you coming. All right, thank you for coming. Goodbye. Goodbye. Let him go. That's a progressive, folks. All men who are progressive, or males who are progressive, are weak people.
Oh,
they are weak people. And why have these people on? It doesn't even make sense.
I agree.
Damn, yeah, he just smoked them. Pakman was mad as hell. He cried in the car. Right after he left, he definitely was tearing up. That dude is a loser, but that's just my opinion. Tell me what yours is down in the comment section. Hit the like button, share the video.